This is the Unhip Almond 360, ready for action. All right, as anyone who has clicked on this YouTube video probably already knows, Meryl Streep had this call out on Donald Trump at the Golden Globes, gave this speech about how pretty much against Trump and how disrespect invites disrespect and things like that. And we all know it was just a slam. She was basically, a typical liberal elitist from Hollywood, slamming Donald Trump, slamming the Republican Party, slamming anybody that thinks like Donald Trump, slamming everybody that voted for Donald Trump. It was basically a big FU against the people that voted for Trump. And I don't know what to say. It's basically just them just pumping their chests and saying, we are right. We're the ones that were voting correctly. You guys are going to be... I don't know what they're thinking. It's just stupid. Anyways, the one thing I found interesting, I came upon this article here, and I'm sure I wonder if there's any other articles like this, but the headline, Meryl Streep calls out Donald Trump in bold Golden Globes speech. And I'm thinking, that was bold. That was bold to walk out and take an award for some sort of lifetime thing or something like that, and then give this speech railing against Donald Trump and not even self-actualizing yourself on how you're sounding and how you're acting. But it's just kind of weird how she's up there giving this speech amongst pretty much all her peers. Probably 95% of the people there probably agreed with her, if not more. And it was considered bold. It was considered bold that she said that amongst people that are going to agree with her. And basically, pretty much, even if you're talking about people watching her, a huge majority of people who watch the Golden Globes, I would suspect mainly liberals watch the Golden Globes nowadays, but majority of her audience is probably in agreement with her as well. So where she's walking out on the limb on that, I have no idea in that regards amongst Hollywood and entertainment and the viewers, when most people are going to be, who are watching it, are going to be in agreement with her. And even if, well, not if, but even when word goes about what she said, and it gets to people like me and other freedom-loving Americans, we're not going to give a fucking shit about going out and doing any sort of retribution against her. No one's going to go after her. It's so stupid. Nobody's going to go after her for her saying what she has. Most, if not all, Republicans and conservatives believe in freedom of speech. You can say whatever stupid ass thing you want to fucking say. Go right ahead. I could give a damn about that. I'm not going to go out and beat the shit out of somebody just because they said something different or said something that was disrespectful, which I would argue on the liberal side of things, on the left side of things, you're going to have a higher rate of having people get physical and violent with you for saying something that wasn't politically correct, or that was racist in their eyes, or that was sexist in their eyes. I've seen way more violence on that side of the political spectrum than on the right side. So I don't know what she had to worry about in that regard. And there is no way that the government was going to come in and arrest her for that. There's no law for that. And there's no precedent in recent years that I can think of where the government's going to come in and arrest her for what she said. It's totally stupid. It's just bullshit. There was no harm that was going to happen to her for doing her speech railing against Donald Trump. It was a safe place for her to do it. She's not going to lose her job or lose any acting gigs. In fact, this speech is probably going to be a big, huge resume enhancer for her. And she'll probably find movies to do. They may not be as successful. They might not make as much money as other movies. I haven't seen a Meryl Streep movie in years. I think the last one I saw was The River Wild, and that was like in the late 90s or early 2000s. And it was a fairly good film. But that was back in the day when she was pretty cute still. I found her attractive. Now she's obviously hit the wall now. She's hit the wall. She's old. She's trying to make herself more relevant the older she gets because she knows all she is an actress. I mean, all these entertainers they're just actors and actresses that put on fake faces and fake emotions and do what they have to do on the screen, and they do a great job. You know, most of these actors and actresses do a great job, but at the end of the day, they're just actors and actresses. I don't really look to them much for leadership in regards to politics. I mean, yeah, I like to hear some actor and actress like be in support of Donald Trump. I'm for that, but I'm not gonna be like waiting for this next person from Hollywood to say something that supports my views. It's not gonna happen. It's nice when I see how, entertainers and sports figures say things that support what I believe in, but it's not something I'm just gonna be waiting for with a bated breath, just waiting for somebody to say something that will support what I believe in. I'm not gonna do that. It's great, but I don't know. It's just not that important to me. But yeah, so I really think this is just her trying to be relevant, trying to get some brownie points, probably extend her career in Hollywood because she is getting older. Her looks, if you look at this picture, it looks like she's done some surgery. I know most actors and actresses probably have some stuff done to them, but I always found that surgery just makes them look worse, I think. And they're always railing about how everything's ageist in Hollywood. Well, I'm like, well, why is that? I mean, it's the most liberal community out there. Why is it ageist? And the obvious answer is, well, moviegoers don't want to see old, wrinkly people on the big screen. It's very hard to watch people who have wrinkles or look really bad on screen. You want good-looking people. And yeah, even if you need older actors, you want older actors that still look pretty good when they're older. It's just a fact. There's nothing you can do to change about that. You want to make money, you got to bring your best people forward. You got to bring even the hottest looking people forward. Yes, women get the shaft because they hit the wall, but guess what? You had all that time to get ready for the wall, but you're not prepared for it, ever. So, well, maybe not every woman, but a lot of them are never prepared for the wall. And then once they hit the wall, they get desperate, like Meryl Streep here, and try to make themselves important or cling on to whatever last remnants they have of being relevant in society when they never were really relevant. All they have been is just good actors and actresses. What they do, yeah. They might do some movies that, might send a message, might be great and meaningful, but it's really not that important. And speaking of that, it's like these Golden Globes and all these other award shows, I could really care less. I haven't seen an award show in 10 years, maybe more than that. It's just a bunch of self-righteous, sanctimonious, hypocritical actors and actresses, most of them, 90% of them, I'm not saying all of them, they just get together to pat themselves on the back and have some really nice meals and spend a lot of money. And it's just total bullshit just watching this stuff. It's like, it's very predictable on who's going to win. Usually it's it's usually based on what kind of movie you're in, how that supports a liberal cause and liberal politics and Democrats and that. And those are the movies that are going to win. Pure and simple. I mean, a lot of these movies are made to propagate the liberal agenda. And And that's why a lot of these movies don't make a lot of money, because people don't want to deal with this fucking bullshit. I don't. I think the best movie is the movie that makes the most money. That's the movie that's the best movie. That should be the movie of the year. And whoever was the actors and actresses in that movie should get the awards for best actor and best actress or something. But, or at least if it's given to actors or actresses not in the highest selling movie, sorry about this, people, then at least have money be a factor in what makes an actor and actress great, because there is a draw for people, for actors and actresses, and that's what you do. So I'm just kind of rambling here, but I just found it kind of interesting how there's such a low bar set for what is considered to be bold or courageous. And I think it's pretty much a slap in the face to those who have been bold and very courageous, are soldiers who fight in war defending their countries, or people standing up to communism, standing in front of a tank. Those are acts of boldness, acts of bravery. And what she did was not. It was cowardly. And actually quite ironic that she's talking about disrespect, invites disrespect, that first part right there. It's like, well, if you really meant that, you shouldn't have disrespected Donald Trump and the people that voted for him. If anything, you should have came up there and said, you know what, this is a time for unity. This is a time for people to get together and at least try to find some common ground with Donald Trump. But no, it wasn't about that. And if it was, then she could have used this speech right here. But it wasn't for that. It was for her purpose. It was for her political expediency. It was for her to rail against Donald Trump. And that's what I find about this whole thing, is it's utter bullshit to have them speak these speeches, and then they don't even realize that what they're talking about is not what they're doing. It's like it's they're doing exactly what they're railing against, and it's so stupid. It is utterly stupid, and people like her are irrelevant now. I used to like Meryl Streep, not anymore. She's just so obviously too political now, and it just turns me off. I don't think I'll ever watch another Meryl Streep movie ever again. And the movies that she is in, I really don't find any interest in. I really don't. So, but that's about it. Leave your comments and thoughts below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.